my flows and kept dreaming. Fuck parole. We making hoops and still drinking. Mama crying on the phone, so my heart is still grieving. Too much pain on my dome. My cousin on the phone. Good evening, Dorat Media Group here with author
Okay,
and artist Eli. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great myself. We're it's an honor to be interviewing you on our platform of Dorat Media Group.
Okay, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure here too.
So go ahead and give us a brief introduction about yourself. I hope you like how we started off with one of your songs.
Yes. Yeah. It's been a while since I've heard it. Actually, my name is Eli. I go by Eli Fofo. I am a hip hop artist and also an author of books. I'm currently incarcerated in a federal system, doing a 12-year bid.
12-year bid, 44 ways, Mr. Eli. So, what inspired you to be a writer?
Well, I really never planned on being a writer. My first pursuit was always being a hip hop artist, but being incarcerated had helped me cultivate the raw talent that I had as a writer that it usually takes to write music, since I wrote my own music. And because I still had a desire to release material to the world, the logical choice was for me to become a writer and here to feed that to the world during my incarceration.
Okay, so what distinguishes you? Do you consider yourself an author, first of all?
Um, well, yeah, I mean, I do because I've been writing for a long time. I mean, I've been putting books together and stuff. This was just, I barely had my first release about a year ago. So, yes, I do because I stay in the mind frame of reading and always trying to learn, you know?
Okay, okay. So what distinguishes you from others?
I feel like apart from me being, well, I'm 31 now, you know, but when, as far as when I first started writing, I was actually 13. And, me publishing my book, I was 29. So I feel like as far as me being a young Hispanic writer, that sets, distinguishes me a lot. But not only that, the main thing is, God has given me wisdom and understanding through the Holy Spirit and through Scripture, and I like to impart that into what I'm writing. I like to, give my audience something to learn from, something to grow from, and along with all of that, along with my musical talent and a life experience in the streets of prison, I believe it creates a lane for me that only a few others can really travel on.
Okay, so what made you write the book 44 Ways of Expression, 44 Poems of Truth? So tell us about that.
Okay, I wrote that. I was actually in the whole. I had I had been back there on investigation. I was involved in. I had got into an altercation with somebody. So when I was back there, man, I had barely been locked up, maybe a little over 2 years, and I was just. I ain't gonna lie, I was suffering. I was just sad. I'm at the beginning of my bid, and it was to me, it was just like, man, I had to get all of these feelings out, or just die, you know?
Okay. So being in a hole, would you say it's considered like when someone who is going through withdrawals?
Um, I've really, me personally, I never actually experienced withdrawals. I did dabble in drugs, but I mean, like smoking weed or, I never had heavy drug usage where I experienced any type of withdrawals like that. But it was
Okay.
pretty hard.
It was pretty hard. So would
Yeah.
you say that basic solitary confinement, would you say that helps towards rehabilitation?
Actually, I just got out the SMOOTH program, which is pretty much a 24-hour lockdown. It did 21 months in lockdown. So, and I just came here to Victorville. Honestly, to tell you the truth, no, it's not. Maybe there might be 10% of men that go through there and actually come out better. And I was fortunate to be one of those because I had focused on my spirituality. I'm a Christian and on Jesus, and I've established a relationship with him. But the other 90% of men who may not take that route, there's actually drugs. There's a lot of other things that they get into, and they kind of lose their mind. I was really surrounded by crazy people, throwing feces everywhere. It was just, I would look at it and I feel bad because, there's nothing for them. There's nothing for us to learn from,
How long did it take for you to complete the book?
I actually wrote that book in 4 months.
4 months? Okay.
Yeah.
At any point, do you think you got like writer's block or anything like that?
No, because it was pretty much, I had a, from the beginning, I knew exactly my vision, what I wanted to do. And what I did is like, okay, every day you wake up, you're going to write a poem. And the introduction was pretty much most of the writing, and the end part was most of the writing of telling my story. And, to me, that was like writing a long letter to my audience. So I do that, every day. So it was pretty easy for me. It flowed out.
So now that you are incarcerated, how do you keep up with your fans, or how you shoot something just to let them know that you still being strong, you still breathing, you still there? How do you communicate with your fans? Because you have a big fan base.
Yes, I actually, when I got incarcerated, I had, I believe, about 13,000 followers on Facebook. The feds had disabled my Facebook, and they didn't allow me to have a Facebook for some reason up until like maybe 3 weeks ago. I had tried. It had been about a year, and they allowed my Facebook to stay on. So now I have a Facebook, and I'm averaging. I think I'm going on 3 weeks. I got about 700 friend requests. I'm getting about 30 requests a day. So okay. I'm building that back up.
Okay. So do you think if you hadn't became incarcerated, you think you would have did the book?
No, I don't feel like I would have. So that's the blessing in it all. I guess when you look at the disaster and you find the beauty in it. Me coming to prison, once again, because I've stayed persistent, I've stayed in the mind frame where I'm going to get through this.
This call is from a federal prison.
And, God had blessed me with that resilience. It brought this out of me, So I'm thankful for that.
How did you get into the music business?
When I was about 14 years old, the man who raised me had left the family, my brother and my mother and my cousin and I. And, we went to poverty. We lost our house, everything. And I actually got a hold of the book by Tupac, The Rose That Grew from Concrete.
Okay.
And I had read that book, and I seen how he made the poetry, and there were things in there, like he said, my heart will fear no man, and it give me the courage to stand up to bullies at the time. So his poetry touched me in my heart, and I wanted to do the same thing as far as release. So I started writing my poetry in rhymes like he did, and one day somebody read it and said, man, these are raps, and I was like, no, it's not. And ever since then, I just started rapping.
For the young artists that are coming up, this new generation, and also the young writers, what do you have to say to them? If you have any encouragement or advice to give them, what would it be?
I would like to tell the younger generation that's aspiring to write or aspiring to be anything, if you come from the streets or you come from poverty, you don't have to come from the streets. You just come from poverty or wherever it is you come from. And if it's negative, don't allow that to define you. Always use the bad things that happen to you in life as your stage and make that your story, because your story is your key to prosperity and success. Don't get caught up in the lies that, you hear in a lot of this music, because
this call is from a federal prison.
A lot of the music, including my own that I had put out, it was me reflecting my life, but a lot of people idolize it in the wrong way. And I ask that they don't look up to the wrong things. If you hear it, you know that this is bad, this is good, and you follow your spirit. Just follow your dreams and your desires, whatever it is that God put in your heart, and focus on it. Don't allow nobody to stop you from pursuing your dreams.
So do you prefer freestyling, or you prefer to write your lyrics and then spit them?
I'm from Texas. Austin, Texas to be exact. So we grew up with the DJ Screw. They was freestyling on the Screw tape. So I do freestyle, but I feel like I'm a much better artist writing.
Do you feel that at your highest or at your lowest your music comes out better?
Wait,
At which one?
When I'm at my highest or lowest?
Right. Like if you down thinking about like things you went through, does your music come out better in that form, or when you at the top getting money, dripping and all that?
Yeah. Now, like once again, in the South, man, we're blues, so you feel it in the spirit when a man's down on his luck, and that's what touched me. That's why I love Tupac and Zero. It was all about the struggle. And their music touched my heart. That's the type of music I wanted to make. So I feel like I've made my best music in prison because I've been down.
Okay. One artist once said that rappers wrote about wealthy, but now what rappers wrote about living a lifestyle, but now they just write about getting the money. Is that true or false?
It just depends on what rappers you're talking about.
In this day and time.
When I listen to a lot of the stuff they're talking about, basically it is the go-getter music, So they definitely are rapping about getting the money,
Okay. So how would you coincide your book with your music career?
How did I coincide it?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much the books I got another one coming, so pretty much the books that I'm writing all have to do with my music because I feel like I'm on a mission, which is true. It is true for all of us. We're all here on a mission. God sent all of us here to this earth to pursue something, and my mission happens to be to reach out to the streets and the younger generation, and through my music and also through the books, to bring them closer to God somehow, because He wants a relationship with the world, And that's what I feel like my mission is, because a lot of people respect me because they know I really lived all of that,
Okay. So being from the Latin community, do you like to rap in Latin language, or do you prefer rapping in the English language?
Well, I'm a third generation. My great grandfather and mother were from Mexico, but I'm all mixed. But so I know a little bit of Spanish. I probably learned more here in prison, but I definitely try to incorporate it into my music because it is a lot of the Hispanic community that is supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
But at that tip, I don't like to be put in a box. I don't want to be, you're just a Hispanic rapper or not. Like, my music's for anybody that have been through something real,
Mm-hmm. Okay. And, so won't you spit a bar for us?
Okay. There's something I'm working on right here. It's called Goofy Stuff. I said, I ain't never been a hater. But why you messing with them goofies? Girl, your aura's exuding. And you shine like a ruby. Now he ain't on par with you. Can't shine like a star with you. I ain't never been a hater. Stop messing with them goofies. Look, I know your heart don't belong to him. You got comfortable and you got had a couple drinks, even hit the ball with him. Had fun, got loose, so they down to him. When the buzz went away, you ain't feel the same. No drinks or drugs to consider pain. But the sex was good, so you played the game. Got stuck with a lane because you said a lane.
Okay. That's lit. You like to shout out anybody out there before we end this interview?
Yeah, I like to shout out all of New York, all of D.C., all the whole East Coast, and can't forget Texas. Everybody in the West, my PIE bros that been holding me down, and you, Jazara, that's how you pronounce it, right?
Bless up, yes.
Okay, and Cinco TV, I appreciate you keeping me in rotation, and the whole ATL.